morning. I'm Dilip Thakore, editor of EducationWorld.
Good morning. I'm Summiya Yasmeen, managing editor.
In the May issue of EducationWorld, we have done a ranking of India's top 100 private arts, science and commerce colleges, private universities, engineering colleges
and private B schools.
Private B schools.
Yes.
The reason for that is it's a well-kept secret in Indian media that 67% of all students in higher education are in fact in institutions of private education institutions. There are over 2,800 private engineering colleges, 2,500 B schools.
Correct.
And the majority of undergraduate colleges, that's arts, science and commerce colleges, are in fact
all in the
privately
private
run.
sector. Yeah.
Privately run.
In fact, 80% of engineering colleges in India, we have about 3,450 engineering colleges, and 80% of them are run by the private sector.
So therefore, to inform parents and students, the majority of whom have to go into private institutions, about which are the most suitable for them, we every year in this month, we rank India's top 100 private institutions of higher education, which leaves out government institutions because in any case they're heavily subsidized.
Yes, heavily subsidized, and for instance, we've kept the IITs out. The simple reason being that they admit only 1% of the students who write their very, very tough entrance exam.
Joint entrance exam.
Yeah.
Ditto for the IIMs.
Correct.
Only a very few students get into it. The vast majority of students who want business education have to go into the private colleges.
As usual, this year also we've taken the help and advice of Center for Forecasting and Research, Delhi,
which is a highly reputed opinion
research.
polls and market research company, to conduct a survey. They interviewed over 9,000 faculty, students, industry leaders, and asked them to rate and rank them on some 10 parameters, 10 to 12 parameters of education.
Such as research and innovation, faculty competence, infrastructure facilities, value for money, placements,
leadership.
Yes, and what we've also done is we have a factual element to this entire survey. The research and innovation parameter has been decided based on the Alzheimer's Scopus Index,
which is globally respected and used by rating agencies such as QS, the London-based QS, and Times Higher Education. We
strongly recommend that you read this issue because it has an excellent ranking league tables of India's top private universities, top arts, science and commerce colleges, top engineering institutions, and top private B schools.
And moreover, we have not only ranked them nationally, we ranked them state-wise.
And parameter-wise.
State-wise, in some cases cities also.
Yeah.
By carefully going through these tables, it's easy for parents or students themselves to find which are the most suitable institutions which are likely to give them the best value for money and time.
Absolutely, and when we are having this discussion about our EducationWorld India private higher education ranking,
in our case, participations are not voluntary.
Correct.
Even if universities don't want to be ranked,
yes,
we rank them.
If you're open to the public and you're admitting students, then you have to be ranked and rated by the public.
Yes, and the second thing is that we don't require universities to submit data. We take the opinion of well-informed people on education and ask them, third parties, to rank and rate the...
And so 3 important stakeholders, which is industry representatives, faculty and final year students, have been asked to rate and rank India's top 100 private higher education institutions.
Naturally, we think our league tables are the best, so we highly recommend them to you. And I think you will derive benefit from it.
Absolutely. And before signing off, I'd also highly recommend that you read the May cover story of ParentsWorld, which is on how parents can help children to love science. Most people, including me, grew up with science and math phobia, and the reason for that was boring and uninteresting, and theory-based way in which
And
science was taught to us.
through textbooks.
Yes, through textbooks.
Right.
There was hardly any experiential learning. So we are telling parents how you can engage your children with science and how you can, instill in them a love for science and to help them develop scientific temper through some
At home.
at home.
So that when they go to
Yes.
school, it's easy for them to love the subject.
Correct. So we've suggested some very interesting and off-the-beat activities which you can do very easily at home.
Well, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.